Hello everyone. Instance. Tick, 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 tick. Ah, got you to chuckle. That's me doing a Mr. Bean. Always wanted to do that in front of a crowd and see if I can pass it off. And what better place to get it out and tick it off my bucket list? Yeah, my bucket list of achievements than at Toastmasters. Achievements, you say? Yes, to me, it's a huge achievement. I just have 3 speeches under my belt at Toastmasters. My only 3 times ever that I spoke in my life in front of a crowd. Yeah, I'm still going through the growing pains of public speaking. To give you an idea of where I come from or the journey that I've been through, I have to start off at a point in my life, that is during my 3rd year in college. I had signed up for a pencil sketching contest at the annual competitions held in the college. And what do you know? I ended up winning the 2nd place. So on the annual D-Day of the celebrations, when the awards were given out, I was seated in a 2000 capacity auditorium along with my roommate. There was a special guest who had come and was giving out the prizes to the winners of the competitions. Sitting through it, I was watching the usual crowd of overachievers going up the stage and collecting their prize and awards. Came the turn of the winners of the pencil sketching contest. My roommate was like, "You better start moving towards the stage." But I was not able to move. I was froze, stiff and glued to my seat. After that, I vaguely remember he elbowed me and said, "Go, they just called out your name." Aha. Still no movement. Looks like they called out my name a few times and then moved on to the next person. What was going through my mind? Moments before my roommate asked me to move towards the stage, I started imagining, with every step I took towards the stage in slow motion, and with each step, a part of my clothing was just getting shredded and torn away. And after that thought, I could not move. I just could not move. I just froze to my seat. Talk about stage fright. Well, fast forward 25 years. My first ever speech in my life. Location, Toastmasters, Ashburn. The icebreaker. After a few weeks of writing and rewriting about my life, I had a plan of practicing the speech for the whole week and before the D-Day. Whole weekend before the D-Day. 3 nights before the icebreaker, on the Sunday morning, I woke up from a nightmare. Was sweating and my heart was beating like crazy. I looked around the room. No one round. Then I tried recollecting the dream. What had happened? It was about the icebreaker I was going to give on Wednesday. Looked like I had made a grand entrance, was confidently giving a great speech about my life, and suddenly a bunch of beautiful looking girls stood up at the back of the room and started shouting at me and shouting me down. And as I looked on, some of them even started throwing stuff at me. Tomatoes, rotten eggs. Ah! Well, it was a nightmare I was glad to wake up from before it got worse. But after some emotional struggle, I was able to deliver my first speech ever. Ooh. Okay, so now fast forwarding again to my third speech, Toastmasters. Third speech. Toastmasters, energy sucking monsters. I was supposed to be, it was supposed to be without the use of notes. Even though I was able to write up a good speech for about 3 minutes, 3 hours before the contest, speechathon, I was so nervous, I practically started reading out of the paper in hand. I was not even able to remember the last punchline. The following weekend, on my regular weekend call with my parents, I told my mom about my third speech at Toastmasters. Mom, though I wrote a good speech, I was not able to remember any of it. To which she replied, "Oh yeah, you've always been like that. You never could remember anything. Huh? What? Yeah, you never could remember. But on the other hand, your kid brother, who's about 5 years younger than me, was smart enough to remember stuff that he just had to read a couple of times and he could remember stuff forever." Oh, okay, thanks, Mom, for the vote of confidence. After the call, I sat down thinking about my childhood and things my parents always kept telling me. And suddenly it occurred to me, both my parents think I'm the bad version of the other parent.